Hello, everyone. I am Humphrey Chineye Ocholo, and my presentation in EDCI 620 is Views of Student Support for Motivation in Algebra. My goal for this study, or this paper, is to investigate the views of students' motivation in algebra. From my over 20 years experience as a mathematics teacher in secondary schools, I often hear the students say algebra is dry, it requires abstract thinking, and it has a mixture of numbers and letters. As a result, it is difficult. Specifically, the paper delves into three theoretical perspectives on student motivation in algebra, which include affective motivation, cognitive motivation, and sociocultural motivation. Transitioning from number to algebra. In fact, the act of switching from number or numeration to algebra is always difficult, and that is why algebra is difficult for so many students and sometimes teachers. So I have a short or brief story on the case of the great mathematician. A businessman in Nigeria has a son who helps him in his provision store. The young boy has become so conversant with monetary mathematics that he knows the different denominations of the naira and can calculate the balance of any quantity of items the customers buy without delay. Owing to this, the father sees him as a great mathematician. As the father registered the boy in a middle school, he claimed that the son is a great mathematician because he could do all monetary mathematics. With excitement, during mathematics class, the teacher asked the boy to find S if 2S plus 1 equals 5. The boy could not answer the question involving simple algebraic equation. The mathematics teacher was surprised and reported him to the school authority, who later invited his father to the school. When the boy's father came to the school, the mathematics teacher asked the boy to solve the same problem in algebraic equation, and the boy could not do it in the presence of the father. Immediately, the father now asked the boy, if a customer buys 2 loaves of bread worth 350 naira each, 2 tins of pig milk worth 47 naira each, and 3 sachets of chocolate Milo worth 25 naira each, and gives you 1,000 naira paper, what is his balance? The boy answered without delay that the total cost of the three items is 869 naira, while the balance is 131 naira. With excitement, the father shouted, "My son is a great mathematician." The father did not know that the monetary mathematics can only be useful in buying and selling without knowing that there are other aspects of mathematics that the son needs to acquire that would help him solve other societal problems, which algebraic equations provide. The teacher also should have introduced a variable like S to represent the unknown quantity, which helps students transition from concrete numbers to abstract symbols. For example, the teacher would have started with a problem like, if S plus 5 equals 10, what is S, or what will you add to 5 to have 10? This encourages algebraic thinking. Relevance of algebra learning. Algebra plays a paramount role in the study of mathematics as attested by the different scholars. Algebra serves as a foundational skill needed in other aspects of mathematics. Algebraic reasoning is essential in the overall mathematical development of students. Also, algebra is relevant in development of mathematical proficiency and college readiness. The development of algebraic proficiency is a foundation for future success in mathematics. Motivation. As earlier said, views of student motivation for algebra. In motivation, there are 3 areas this paper or this study delved into. The first one is affective motivation, the second one is cognitive, and the third one is sociocultural. Let me start with definition of motivation. Motivation is the inclination to do certain things and avoid doing other things. It could be the motivation, it could be the inclination to be happy instead of being unhappy, to be excited instead of being bored and being worried. Hanola 2006 also defines motivation as a potential to direct behavior through the mechanisms that control emotion. Affective motivation. Affective motivation is emotional engagement and attitude towards algebra. Positive emotional responses such as interest, curiosity, and enjoyment enhance motivation, while negative emotions like anxiety and boredom can hinder learning. There are two perspectives of affective motivation here. The first one is emotional engagement. Students' emotional responses towards algebraic learning influence their motivation. It means that positive emotions like curiosity and excitement enhance motivation, while negative emotions like anxiety and boredom can hinder it. The use of play-way method can engage the students' emotion to learn algebra. 2. Attitudes and beliefs. Students' perceptions of their own abilities in algebra and their beliefs about their relevance impart motivation. Fostering positive attitudes like encouraging classroom atmosphere where students feel safe to take risks and make mistakes, and also challenging misconceptions like algebra with negative sign is a very difficult one by providing conceptual understanding are key to enhancing affective motivation. The second one is cognitive motivation. Cognitive motivation involves the mental processes that drive students' engagement, perception, and persistence and effort in learning algebra. The authors maintain that leveraging prior knowledge, managing cognitive load effectively, and designing tasks that promote cognitive engagement are crucial for enhancing cognitive motivation. There are three perspectives here under cognitive motivation. The first one is prior knowledge. Building upon existing knowledge facilitates understanding of new algebraic concepts. For example, if 3 plus 7 equals 10, what is the value of s in s plus 7 equals 10? You see, with this method, it will be easier for the student to learn algebra. There is a smooth transition from number to algebra. 2. Cognitive load. Effective management of cognitive load through appropriate instructional strategies enhances cognitive motivation. The use of algebraic games can harness the student's cognitive load by balancing it with enjoyment. 3. Task design. Designing tasks that are challenging yet with students' zone of proximal development promote cognitive development, engagement, and motivation. The last one is sociocultural motivation. Sociocultural motivation emphasizes the impact of societal and cultural factors on students' engagement with mathematics, including algebra. Cultivating a classroom culture that values equity, respects diverse perspectives, and promotes inclusivity is essential for enhancing sociocultural motivation. There are three perspectives here under sociocultural motivation: equity and inclusivity. Creating a supportive and inclusive classroom environment fosters positive sociocultural motivation. 2. Cultural relevance. Connecting algebraic concepts to students' cultural backgrounds and experiences enhances motivation and understanding. 3. Social interactions and expectations. Peer influence. Teacher-student interactions and cultural beliefs empower students' engagement with mathematics and algebra. I believe that implementing these perspectives in the classroom would enhance algebra learning. Thank you so much.